The goal of gaining altitude at the lighthouse is to reach the landing zone, because on the way from the lighthouse to the landing zone, you'll lose height. This part of the route isn't directly facing the wind when it's coming from the south, so you'll gradually descend. It's essential to gain as much altitude as possible at the lighthouse so you can arrive at the landing zone safely. If the wind is strong, you might also need to use the speed bar or the trimmers if you're flying tandem. Now that I've gained enough altitude, I'll head to the landing zone. Since I'm flying into the wind, I'll keep my hands up. There's not much wind, so I don't need to use the speed bar. I'll just fly with my hands up. I even arrived with enough altitude to use big ears for my descent before landing. How do we use the speed bar when the wind is very cross? When flying at the lighthouse and planning to land at the paragliding park with a crosswind coming from the south, it's essential to use some speed bar. If you fly hands up with a strong crosswind, you'll lose a lot of altitude between the lighthouse and the landing zone, and you may not reach it with enough height for a safe landing. Once I'm about halfway between the lighthouse and the landing zone, I start applying some speed bar, around 30% to 50%. I'll only use more if the wind is really strong. If it's moderate, say between 20 and 28 kilometers per hour, 30% is usually enough. I apply it halfway, because just before reaching the landing zone, there's more Venturi effect and wind turbulence that can slow me down. As I get closer to the landing zone, I apply 30% speed bar. If I feel I'm still not moving forward enough, I can gradually apply a bit more until I reach the landing zone with height to spare. Some beginners make the mistake of going straight to 100% speed bar. While it's true that the paraglider flies faster, it also descends much faster. Sometimes, with just 30% or 50% speed bar, you'll fly almost as fast, but without losing as much altitude. So, it's more efficient